Hello everybody again. So this will be probably the final part of the piercing guide, and this is going to cover mostly just OKI, just basically the knockdown game and your enders, which enders to use at which given point, covering a little bit of the combos as well, but yeah, that's basically what it's going to cover. So when you use Mileena, almost all of her follow-ups are practically exactly the same. Like forward 3-4 can cancel into roll, 1 into roll, 1-2, 1-2-3, back 1, back 1, back 1-2, standing 4, forward 4, standing 3, forward 1-2, back 4, forward 1, forward 1-2, and so on and so forth, like any other ones that I might have missed. So everything can be followed up with roll, and even roll on its own. And every single one of these, okay, that's kind of what I forgot to mention in the meta portion, but I guess I'll cover it here too, because it's dealing with the combos. With Mileena too, she is one of the best characters in my opinion that comes when it comes to positioning. At kind of almost any given point, where even though her roll takes her over here, if you're good with your run cancels, you can run cancel out, cancel into the telekick, and still keep on pushing them forward. As you can see, like you don't have to swap sides if you don't need to, if you don't want to. And it works the same with every single string. Like you can just do that. Or if you're doing like a forward 3-4-3 combo, it works the same way like that. You can just run cancel out and punish them and continue the combo and keep on pushing them towards the corner. Because the thing with her, you want to keep them in the corner. You want to push them there as quickly as you can and keep them there for as long as you can. And you have the means to do so. So with that, so I guess I'll cover the mid screen just because it's not as in depth. When you're mid screen, I used to mention before ending everything in 2-1-up-4 as much as you can, just because the knockdown is really good, and it still is. Nothing was taken away from 2-1-up-4. The only thing is, you build more meter doing alternative combos, and you do equal if not more damage into arguably better setups. Just because when you're mid screen, backdashing is still always an option. So nothing that you do off of 2-1-up-4 will ever be guaranteed. From anything that you do mid screen, nothing is guaranteed simply because of the backdash. Unless you're someone like Devora or Predator or anybody with ridiculous setups that's going to catch everything anyways. So the way that I do my combos, or the way that I end them right now, is either doing the restand, because like I mentioned before, you eliminate wake-ups altogether. You eliminate the option of waking up. And you have 13 frames of advantage. So from here you can either go for a straight side, a low side, you can run up, go for a back 1-2, you can run up, go for a jump in, or you can just stand there waiting for them to do something, waiting for them to be impulsive. So you have that. So I do that, and I do canceling into the low side, which builds you a little bit more meter. It pushes them away, like if you want to get in some spacing, and if they're close to the corner, then like it keeps them there and it puts you in a nice spot where you can keep them in, where like they have to respect you. There's that, and then there's also canceling into the roll, in which they can tech roll it, but if they're not teching it and they try to wake up, your armor will catch them. Your forward 1, not your armor, your forward 1 will break their armor. So it is a good way to continue the OKI and to create more of a mix-up off of it. And again, after ending a roll, you can always just run up and just block and bait the wake-up. So that's mid-screen in a nutshell. That's really all that it has going for it. And that's why you want to push them to the corner more, just because you are relatively limited mid-screen. Like you can still definitely take advantage of everything. If you know that they're going to backdash, you can still catch them with back 1-2, punish them for it, follow up, push them to the corner even more. Like you do have other means to, like it's not entirely limited where nothing is guaranteed, but you don't have as many options as when you're in the corner. So when you're in the corner, It's roughly the same exact thing. Almost every single string can cancel into roll. The way that I do it, jump out, jumping kick, telekick. The new BMD that I'm doing now is you do the air side neutral jump punch, down one. Let me just get it out. Down one, back 1-2 into roll, and then do roll again. And the reason why I do double rolls as opposed to 2 and up 4 is just because you build more meter. You do the same, if not like 1 or 2% more than the 2 and up 4 ender, and you gain better OKI, surprisingly. Like, it's a tighter window, but because it's so tight, it actually creates a better, it creates a stronger corner game. Like, it creates a stronger knockdown game. So let me just get that BNB down. As you can see, like, there's such a small gap for them to wake up. So it's like they need to either mash out their wake up, or if they're going to delay it and you notice them delaying it, it gives you enough time to whiff the forward one and still block in time to bait your stuff, or whip the forward one and then go for a back 1-2, down 3, go for a plus string, and so on and so forth. Or if you read that they're constantly delaying their stuff and they're constantly trying to know when to armor out. Wow, I'm completely missing this. Probably because I haven't eaten, but still, sorry. You can whiff a down 3 to... It's a mind game where when people see a low hitting move or they see an overhead, their muscle memory, their instinct is to start blocking in that fashion. So you can whiff a down 3 and then go straight into the, you know, your EX roll, whiff a down 3, go for the forward 3, and so on and so forth. And that's one way that I open up a lot of people and hit them with the overhead starter. So that's why I use double rolls, and also just to show how it breaks armor. What's this thing? I think it's called Uprise Ball. Yeah. I might get it on the first try, I might not. Damn it. Oh, this is so aggravating. And it's also ironic just because when I'm in a match, I hardly drop anything. See, like they actually traded hits. Usually she just beats his out. Let me see if I can just get that timing though. Oh well. But you guys get the idea. And the thing is, it's like even against 6 frame wake ups like his, it will still break their armor. Oh wow, that's so bad. But yeah, as you can see, this is very tight just because it's such a fast wake up, but against other characters and other wake ups that are slower, it is significantly easier to break their armor. And the point of that too is that you want to just condition it to just not wake up, period. So when you do this enough, when you constantly break their armor, and when you go into the full string and you're able to hit confirm into it and put them right back into the same exact loop, what it does is that it forces them to not wake up, and it forces them to wait, you know, and to think twice as to what they're going to do afterwards. So it gives you the opportunity to whiff the forward one and then go for something else, or whiff the forward one and then go back into it again and start your mix of games, start your staggers, and basically making them fear doing anything, even though they can do stuff. You know, it's just you showing them that despite what they do, if you're playing right, you're going to punish them for it. Or if you make the right read, then you're going to, you know, beat them out. The other ender would be doing the same exact combo, but then doing the restand, in which, like I mentioned before, you have, you know, the plus frames to go into a guaranteed back 1-2. And I completely messed that up. I went for the wrong combo. Wow. Okay. In which you can check them for it. If they try to jump, out, and you, let's say you mistime the back 1-2 where it's a little bit delayed, you can actually catch them with like a down 1, depending on how well it hits. Like if you're suspecting that they're going to try to armor, they're going to try to jump out, you can just do a back 1, and as you can see, you can get a follow-up from it, and then put them right back into the same exact situation. But yeah. So those are the general OKI setups, and very, very few matchups and few variations give her a hard time with this. Well, it's not so much a hard time, but they make her like have to think outside the box. Like Scorpion on Wake Up with his enhanced teleport, Ferrotor, Reptile Slide, Sonya with her demolition, the grenades, and Cassie's EX Nut Punch, and any other invincible Wake Ups or ridiculous Wake Ups like Goro that I forgot to mention. So there's that, and then like I was covering in the other video. Oh, I actually didn't cover it. I didn't make a video on it. I just realized. Ending in 124, it grants you a lot of advantage, and it kind of acts like a hard knockdown. Not a hard knockdown, a quick restand. I keep on throwing out random words. So it's to the point where it works similarly to the up 3 ender, except you have significantly more frames of advantage. So the benefit of this is that it forces them to mash out a Wake Up, or else they're going to eat something. They're going to eat a 50-50. Like that's the perk of this. So it's another way to throw them off. It's another way to throw in another mix-up. When you cancel into roll, as you can see, it's on whiff, so it does throw people off. It throws off their timing on a lot. And you can cancel into your telekick also for the same kind of mind game, except this will hit them. But the benefit of that, what I want to show right now, is that if they're ducking, I'll show you right now, it creates like a very, very, very deep telekick. Damn it. Where punishing is not going to be easy. Oh wow, I'm completely missing this. As you can see, like it's very, 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 very bizarre. It doesn't work the same with the regular telekick. Like it still hits relatively high. But yeah, it makes an enhanced telekick behave very, very strangely. So you have that, and again, you can just do nothing. Like when you show them that you have so many options off of it, you can just go into another string. You can go for a grab, you can go for a 50-50. Like it adds another layer to it. And because you're so plus, you're like plus 15 off of this setup, you don't have to fear anything that they're doing. You know, like you don't really have to respect them. They have to respect you. You do sacrifice a little bit of damage, but it's like, you know, you can go for crossovers, you can go for a neutral jump punch, you can go for various things. In which it throws off their timing, it throws off their button inputs, and it reverses some inputs as well, where nothing will come out for them if they're not inputting it right. And that's kind of her OKI game as a whole. Due to the stream comment, I'll show you guys. It does work against Katana's Wake Up, just because the thing is, Katana doesn't have a fast Wake Up. Like it's not fast like everybody else, like Kano or Cassie or Sub-Zero or Reptile. Like it is a good Wake Up. It is very good. Most OKI setups will not be able to beat out her armor, but against Mileena can. I'll just show you real quick. I think it's, what was it? Rising Fan, yeah. As you can see. Like you won't get a combo off of it, but it does punish her. And being that that's her only truly viable Wake Up, like the only one that she really will go for, it's going to teach the Katana player that she cannot wake up. It's like, don't wake up, because you can't. So, you know, it's like, stop while you're ahead, instead of just taking unnecessary damage that you don't need to take. And this overall, this is a very bad matchup for Katana anyways, in my opinion. Despite the assassin buffs, I don't think that it made it a 5-5 in any scenario. I think it's still a 6-4, just like it was before. Just because in the neutral and full screen, Mileena does... she doesn't do what Katana does better. She just punishes Katana like just all around. She punishes her entire moveset. Katana can still win, she can still, you know, get in, she can still start her game, but it's just Mileena does it better against her. Like, she just counters her so well. And on top of eliminating her wake up altogether, you know, it makes it even harder for her. But yeah, that's kind of it for the OKI portion. And I guess on a final note, one thing that I forgot to mention in the meta was, one thing that I do like to do in the neutral and up close too, is I like to whiff a down 1 and then go for a move, or whiff a down 3 and then go for a string, like back 1-2. Like, as you can see, it looks like I'm almost canceling into the move, but that's just because it has that little recovery. And most people, they just, as soon as they see movement, they press something. But, you know, reactions aren't going to be on point. Like, when you see me do this, by the time that you start inputting something, my backline is already coming out. It's already going to hit you if you're not blocking. So that's one way that I open people up too. By doing stuff like that. Or, like, whiffing a down 3 and then going into, like, a low side. Or into a standing side or something like that. But, yeah. That kind of concludes the Mileena guide. Like with these 4 videos. I hope that anyone that didn't pick her up learned something. I hope that people that are already using her or just recently picked her up or learned something new. But yeah, I hope that this is of use of everybody, and take care.